Without Derek Zoolander, male modeling wouldn't be what it is today.
Actually, hiring Eddie was my idea from the beginning.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
Okay, kids, make it fast. I've got a plane to catch.
We've created a magazine. Mr. Trump, we give you Scabby.
You have said that if you ran for president, you'd win.
I think I'd have a very good chance. I mean, I like to win. When I do something, I like to win. I like to do well, and I think I probably would have a pretty good chance.
Tuesday, your vote is going to save our country. Most important election we've ever had.
This election is the most important one you've ever voted in.
This is the most important election in our lifetimes, no matter what generation you come from.
The most important election of our lifetime begins tomorrow.
There are only a few months left before the most important election in our lifetime.
This year's election is quite possibly the most important election of our lifetime.
What motivated you to say that this is the election of our lifetime?
Last week, you called this election the most important of your lifetime.
This is the most important election of our lifetime.
This is the biggest election since 1860, I believe.
I think all of us are here tonight because we agree with Callista's statement that this is the most important election of our lifetime.
This is the most important election of our lifetime.
This is the most important election of our times.
Look, this is the most important election certainly in my lifetime.
This is the most important election in our lifetimes.
This November's elections are more important than any I can remember in my lifetime, and that includes when I was on the ballot.
This is the most important election of all our lifetimes.
And I suppose every time there was an election, politicians said this is the most important election we've ever had.
Politicians say every time, oh, this is the most important election. This one's really that important.
The 2018 election was the most important election of our lives, but the real election is the next one.
This is the most important election of our lifetime.
This will be maybe the most important election that our country's ever had.
When you run for president, you always come and tell big crowds like this is the most important election, don't you? You hear that.
And we can't let them change the most important election in our lifetimes.
You shared that you think this is the most important election of your lifetime. I certainly think it's the most important election of my lifetime.
Just 39 days left in the most important election in our lifetimes. There are just 14 days.
We are 11 days out.
9 days. There are just 8 days left. There are only now 7 days left in the most important election of our lifetimes.
This is the most important election you've ever voted in your entire life.
This is the most important election, I believe, of our lifetime. Days in Iran.
Right. And you did the right thing.
My fellow Americans, this is the most important election of our lifetime.
For that reason, ladies and gentlemen, the election of 2004 is one of the most important, not just in our lives, but in our history.
I think in many ways this election is more important than any since 1932.
This is certainly the most important election in my lifetime. You are aware that there's a pretty intense campaign going on right now. And the reason for that is because the choice that we face this November could not be bigger, could not be more significant. In some ways, it's more important than 2008.
I want to talk about the importance of voting.
Our job right now is to win this election. And the only way we win it is if you come out to vote.
Millions of Americans are already voting. Millions more are going to vote by the end of this week.
Vote for the congressmen and vote for the Republicans.
When we vote, things change.
I believe when you use your power, the power to vote, you're going to change the course of this country for generations to come at home and abroad.
But we're going to have a big victory, and this election is the most important election of our lifetime. This is a more important election than the last one, and I never thought I'd say it.
The world is a lie. Nothing is real.